Welcome to Avoid TV. Thank you for stopping by my channel to watch my video today. Today I'm going to continue about the K-1 fiancé visa process. The last time in my video I talked about what you need to do and what you need to know about the K-1 visa, like the things that you need to know and the stuff that you need to collect and put together for the K-1 visa process. Today I'm going to talk about the various evidence that or documentations that you need to add with your petition and to send it to the USCIS. So today is just going to be putting together your documentation to file your petition for the K-1 visa process. All right, if you don't know what the K-1 visa is, I'm just going to mention it quickly. But if you want more information, you need to go watch that video. I made it in English and I made it in Twi for my Twi speakers from Ghana. All right. So the K-1 visa is a visa process that is for someone, an American citizen, to bring their foreign fiancé to the United States to, get married and settle here. Right. And I listed, the types of the questions, the things, the requirement that you need to meet before you can apply for the K-1 visa. Please, that too was mentioned in the last video. So you can go check that video up and then watch that and then you come back to this one. So with the documentation, I mentioned, like you need to prove that you are a U.S. citizen because it's for just U.S. citizen. You need to prove that you are free to get married to this person, whether by age or whether by previous marriages. And then you need to, bring evidence of ongoing relationship. You pay the fees. You fill out the petition. You just mail it to the USCIS. So today I'm just going to go into details and mention these documentation that you need and put together, and then we're sending to the USCIS location. So the first thing will be, who are the people involved? All right, it's you and your fiancé. So we need to see the face of these people. All right. So you need a passport picture, a color passport picture of you, the U.S. citizen, and one for your fiancé. And then you write your full name with your date of birth at the back of the picture. And then you do that for your fiancé. So you need that. So that will be representing who are involved in this process. The next item on the list will be citizenship. You, the U.S. citizen, this application process is only for U.S. citizens. A green card holder cannot do that. Anybody with a different type of visa in the United States, you cannot apply for this. Only U.S. citizen. So if you're a U.S. citizen, then you need to provide evidence that shows that you're actually a U.S. citizen. So you need to make a photocopy of your passport, all the pages in your passport, or your naturalization certificate if you are a naturalized U.S. citizen, or if you're a U.S. citizen by birth, then you need to provide a copy of your birth certificate. And that is that. If you have been married before, petition form, you're going to indicate that you are divorced or you're single. You have to indicate that you're single. Right? But if you've been married before, then you need to make a photocopy of documentation showing that you are free to marry despite that previous relationship. So if you're a divorcee, then you need to make a photocopy of your divorce decree. If you're a widower or a widow, then you need to provide a photocopy of the death certificate of your deceased former spouse. All right. But if you have never been married, then you're going to check that you're single. The next item that you will put on there will be, proof of ongoing relationship. Proof of ongoing relationship is, all the regular stuff that people in relationship do. So anything to show communication. When you're in a relationship, you communicate. So you get your WhatsApp messages if you're communicating through WhatsApp. If you're communicating through Telegram, Signal, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, wherever that you guys are showcasing that you're in a relationship, communicating, exchanging stuff, you can get screenshot. Just make sure that when you're taking the screenshot, you're taking shots of information that you don't mind somebody else reading it. if you're, talking about dirty sex stuff or things that you'll be embarrassed for somebody to read it, then don't include that information, okay? On WhatsApp, you can export that information as a text file to your email, and then you can go through and remove that kind of information if you have something like that. Take them out, because everything that you submit to the USCIS, it becomes like public information. So if anything will be embarrassing to you, then don't include that information on there. And then you need another important thing that you need to also include will be proof of face-to-face meeting. There's a requirement that you need to meet this person face-to-face. I'm not talking about FaceTiming. I'm not talking about video chatting on Instagram or Facebook or wherever. But I'm talking about face-to-face interaction. There's an exemption or a waiver that you can submit if you are not able to do face-to-face. So the waiver is for, if there is a strict religious rule in your country or in your culture that prevents you from meeting face-to-face with your fiancé, then you can submit that waiver. And when you do that waiver, there's evidence, documentation that you can add to it to back that up. Or a ability to meet face-to-face will cause undue hardship on the American citizen, then you can submit a waiver for that. Please, you're not getting time off work to go meet your fiancé face-to-face. That does not count. It has to be like an extreme situation, extreme situation where it's difficult, it's going to be financially difficult, or it's going to be because of a health reason you couldn't go. It's like it has to be in extreme circumstances. The fact that your fiancé cannot come from their country outside of the United States to come and visit you, that does not count. Because if they cannot come to the US, or you can go there, if you cannot go there, you guys can meet in somewhere outside of the United States. So you need to have like a really strong case to submit that proof of, like if you're on deployment, that would be a good reason. But if, like I said, if because you couldn't, you didn't get anybody to watch your dog, or you didn't have somebody to babysit for you, those things are not good case to get a waiver for not meeting your fiancé face-to-face. All right, so you need to provide the proof of meeting face-to-face, and that includes your plane ticket. So if you were able to visit your fiancé in their home country, then you can provide the proof of your flight itinerary, and you can include your boarding passes to show that you actually booked a flight to the country. You can provide your departure and arrival passport stamps. Just make photocopies of the page. So I'm going to take my passport out, and so these stamps, let me see. So these stamps, whenever you travel to any country, they stamp in the US, before you get on the flight, and then when you arrive in that country, the customs also, they stamp it again. It can be shown as proof of you visiting the person in that country. All right. But if you two did not go to their home country to meet them, let's say that you guys decided to meet halfway, like maybe if the person is in Nigeria or Ghana or Zambia, wherever, and you guys decided that, okay, y'all can meet maybe in Spain or Dubai, then you scan the passport stamps for you, and then you do that for the other person. And then you paste them in a picture, or you paste them in a Word document. When you paste them, then you need to write something to explain why you're showing theirs and yours. And remember that if you're going to show your fiance's passport, then you need to include the just a moment. then you need to include the biographic page of your fiancé. If you didn't meet in their home country, if you met in their home country, then you don't need their passport information to prove that you were there. But if you two met outside of that your fiance's home country, or where your fiancé is living at, like the country, the place of their residency, whatever country that is, if you didn't meet them there, then you need to you can get their passport. Let them give you a stamp page to show that you and both of you were in the same place, and then you include their biographic page, and then show the stamps that you were there. You stamp it. You put this information in a PowerPoint or Word document, and then you can always type. Remember, you want to communicate your story, and get that. Anyway, I'll go into details about doing this, putting these pictures, all of that information together in PowerPoint, and then I'll show you guys how to do that. So you get that ongoing proof of relationship. I would highly suggest against sending information about money. Like if you have if you are like in a fiancé visa process, there's always an assumption that the person is a scammer. There's an assumption that this person is taking you for a ride. So if you are sending a lot of money to the person, and then you show you take all that evidence that, oh, every month I'm sending this person that I haven't met, or I've met for just 1 week or 2 weeks or 3 months, I'm sending them thousands of dollars to them. Remember, you are raising more suspicion on your case than you're helping. All right, so I would advise against showing so much evidence of monetary exchanges, because remember, during this process, always immigration, or when it has to do with relationships in immigration process, there's an assumption of fraud happening or scam happening. It happens a lot. So your case will not be unique. So try not to include evidence that will cast a lot of doubts on there. If you doubt that you are in the right relationship, then you need to get out. But if you're truly in a genuine relationship, then don't add unnecessary information that will cast doubt on the authenticity of your relationship, or the genuineness of your relationship. All right, and then when you do that, so you get all the evidence, as much pictures, add pictures, whether you've taken pictures of your family members or pictures of you. This is not the time for you to take pictures that will show any religious ceremony of you getting married, because understand that it's K-1 visa. You are not supposed to be married, so to have any pictures that shows or that will make anybody come to the conclusion that you're married will not be good for you. Okay, so make sure that the pictures that you're sending, it communicates your relationship, what you want anybody to see about you guys. That when I see these pictures, I'm going to see that these are two people in a relationship. When I see these pictures, I'm going to see that there's love and chemistry in these pictures. So just be mindful of that. All right. And then the next thing, so if you have, people who are aware of your relationship and all that, hey, feel free to, there's not a limit on the amount of evidence that you can submit, but just make sure that the evidence that you're submitting is quality evidence, not just like stuff that is not unnecessary, that will not prove anything, that will not help your case. Don't include those. Just submit quality evidence, because if you submit a lot of trash, excuse me to say, if you submit a lot of evidence that is not good, then, and you have like a whole stack of evidence, and then you have quality evidence, like when you go through every 100 pages, you're seeing maybe 1 page of a good quality evidence, you are allowing this person, you're wasting their time, the caseworker who will be working on your case, the officer who is going to be working on your case. You don't want to make their work difficult. You want to make it easy for them. You want to be organized. All right. And then the next thing that you would do is to include the fee. You go to the USCIS website, just Google USCIS fees or forms and fees. When you go there, you look at the fiancé visa petition. The petition form is form I-129F. When you go there, you can look at the fee and then you see how much it costs. At the moment, it's $535, but just remember that the fee is constantly changing, so always double check there to see how much the current fee is. The other thing that you need to look at would be how you're going to pay for it. You don't want to send cash. They don't take cash. If you send cash, they will send it back to you. So you can either buy a cashier's check or you can write a personal check. I personally recommend you doing a personal check, because when you use a personal check and the check is cashed, at least you know that your case has been accepted. All right. And then there's another form that you need to include, which is form G1145, which is the e-notification form. And this form is to give USCIS permission to send you a text message or send you an email and let you know that your case has been accepted or your case has been approved, you have a case number, all of that jazz. Okay, so if you don't fill that out, then you have to wait until they send it in the mail. So when you fill that out and you opt for the text message, the day that they work on it and they assign a case number, you will get a text message before you even get the notification in the mail. Okay, they will always send you notification in the mail to the petitioner. So, but the text message will, if you opt in for that, then you'll be able to, hear from that sooner than just waiting for the post. The other thing that you can add to it will be, affidavit of support. When you're doing for K-1 visa, you can choose not to send affidavit of support and wait until when you're going for the interview and then you send that. So when you have all of this and your check, before I forget. So when you go to USCIS, look at the form I-139F instruction, and then when you go into the instruction, it will tell you who to make the check payable to and where you're going to mail it to. Okay, you can either do the lockbox or you can do send it to another address, but then when you send it, and then they will forward to whichever service center that they want, that they're going to process it. But your location will determine the service center that they're going to send it to. But sometimes they do transfers. Some service centers may not have as much workload as other service centers. So sometimes you may be like in Texas region, and then they was forwarded to California. Check, please make sure that you follow the instructions on how to write the name, who you're paying it to, or who you're issuing it to. Follow that instruction. If you don't and they're unable to cash the check, they will send everything back to you so that you can fix your mistakes, and then they will get to you. So basically that is all it. And then the last thing would be that with you putting everything together, just make exact photocopies of everything that you're sending, exact photocopies, okay? And send that to your fiancé, because when you send all your chat messages and all that, and then you feel that, oh, I was chatting with her so she knows it, but then when she goes for the interview and then they ask her something and now she doesn't remember. Most of the time we overtrust our memory. We think that we will remember, but we don't always remember. So just make exact photocopies of everything that you're sending to USCIS, and put that in a package and send to your fiancé, and then send the package. You get that large brown envelope, and that has that clip that you flatten at the back, and then you just type it and then send it to the USCIS. You can do certified mail, so that when it gets there, somebody signs it to make sure that it gets there. All right. So this was all that I wanted to talk about, and I was just talking about K-1 visa, how to put the package together. how to put the package together, what you need to include in the package, and how to put it together. But if you have any other information that you feel will help your case, go ahead and add to it. Whether like it's evidence, you know, like family members vouching for you, if you don't have much pictures, you know, anything that you feel will help your case, you add it. But just remember that anything that you add to your petition, is it going to help your case or is it going to cast doubt on your case? Think about that before you add anything to that packet. If it's going to cast doubt, then you want to take it out. If it's going to help your case, then you add it and then you take it and then you mail it to them. And when you mail it, mostly it shouldn't take long for you to get notification that, you know, they have it. They have a case number. But now, due to COVID-19 and, you know, heavy workload on all the service centers, it could take a little bit longer, but just hang in there. They'll get to it and understand how it feels to be away from your families, and just hang in there. All right, so I will do another video. I will do this video in Chi for my Chi language speakers in Ghana. And the next thing that I'll do, I'll talk about the process from MVC, and then, you know, it going to the embassy. After the case is approved from the USCIS, it doesn't even take long to, you know, rush through to get to the embassy. The longest phase of the K-1 visa is at the USCIS, where for you to get approved, sometimes it takes 6 months. That was before COVID-19. It would take 6 months for the case to be approved. Sometimes it takes faster, depending on the service center, but longer. But like I said, don't focus on the process, focus on the journey that you two are going through together. All right, so I'll make videos later updating you guys about what's going on. Enjoy my videos, please subscribe, share, comment, follow me on the official Facebook page for this channel. Is Ofoi TV. Most of the videos that I make here, I post them on Facebook, so you can follow me there, send me messages, and I'll explain them to the best of my ability. The ones that I can assist you with, I will happily do that. But if your case is complicated and you need you know, more help than I could offer, or if you need the help of a lawyer, I would definitely tell you to do so. I'm not an immigration lawyer. Just know that everything that I share on this channel is based on my experience, opinions, and my interpretation of the immigration process. All right. I've been there, I've been in your shoes, and I understand what you're going through. All right, so just hang in there. You can join my private Facebook group called Moving to America /Ofoi TV. There, you know, I share tips about, you know, immigration process, what you can bring, what you shouldn't bring, the type of visas like student visas, work visas, all of that stuff. And I post stuff there, you know, occasionally. So feel free to ask questions there. Join my group and be respectful. That is all that I ask. But please subscribe so that you can always get notified when I drop new videos. I try to post videos like every Wednesdays and Fridays, but occasionally it's something that's important that I need to share with you guys. I wouldn't wait. I would just drop that in. Thank you for all the support, your kindness on this channel. I love you guys, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye bye.